Easter. Resurrection of the Lord. John 20 verses 1-9. Welcome to our channel that compares themes of the Gospel and Franciscan sources. Today we take a look at the experiences of the founders of Franciscanism, up to the end of their earthly journey in perfect unity with the risen Lord. For a more complete overview of our human, cultural and spiritual proposal, we suggest you visit the website juvie.art. Juvie.art. All of us. With the risen one. Now on the first day of the week Mary Magdalene came to the tomb early in the morning, while it was still dark, and sees the stone taken away from the tomb. John 20 verse 1. The fourth Gospel tells of the empty tomb, found by the Magdalene, who runs to the disciples to attest to what she has seen. Peter and John run to ascertain the truth. Jesus is not in a place of death. Francis and Clare were disciples of the resurrection, because their standard of living down here, it was that of humble and regenerated children of the risen one. Even after their death, those present saw lights and miracles that resulted, testifying to the gospel. Regarding Clare's passing, the legend says the following. The day after the feast of Blessed Lawrence, that most holy soul leaves mortal life, to be rewarded with eternal laurel. And, the temple of the flesh having been destroyed, her spirit passes blissfully to heaven. Blessed is this exodus from the valley of misery, which was for her the entrance into the blessed life. Now, in exchange for the food shortage, she rejoices at the banquet of the citizens of heaven. Now in exchange for the humble ash, blessed in the kingdom of heaven, is made resplendent by the stole of eternal glory. Sources 32:54. Again, so Clare, while she was alive, shone with the light of her merits. And now, that she is sunk in the endless clarity, nevertheless still shines for the wonderful light of miracles to the ends of the earth. Sources 32:62. Indeed, as the papal bull attests, after his death, a man suffering from falling sickness was led to his tomb, who could not walk by himself due to a contracted leg. And there before her his leg sounded loudly, and he was healed of both his infirmities. Sources 33:09. She ran to the tomb, and met life. Clare, having entered into glory, sowed resurrection with Christ. And the same departure of Francis spread that joy that only the Lord can give. The brothers and sons, who had gathered at the passing of their father, together with the entire population, they dedicated that night, in which the noble confessor of Christ had died, to divine praise. Those did not seem like funerals of the dead, but rather vigils of angels. When morning came, the crowds, with branches of trees and a great number of torches, amidst hymns and songs they escorted the sacred body to the city of Assisi. They also passed by the church of Saint Damian, where then dwelt with her virgins that noble Clare, who is now glorious in heaven. They stopped there for a while. They finally arrived, with great joy, in the city, and buried with all reverence that precious treasure, in the church of St. George. Because there, as a child, he had learned letters. And there, later, he had preached for the first time. There, then, he rightly found, at last, the first place of his rest. Sources 1250. Again, the Venerable Father passed from the shipwreck of this world in the year 1226 of the Incarnation of the Lord, on October 4th, on the evening of a Saturday, and was buried on the following Sunday. The blessed man, as soon as he was taken up to enjoy the light of the face of God, began to shine with great and numerous miracles. Sources 1251. Now that he reigned with the crucified and risen Christ, to whom he had perfectly conformed, left traces of light on the earth. In his footsteps, the tomb was empty. Divine energy and life had prevailed. Alleluia. Resurrection of the Lord. John 20 verses 1 to 9. Thank you all for your kind attention. We invite you to subscribe to the channel, to stay updated on our activities. If you liked it, leave a well done to support us. Subscribe, give your precious like, comment too, and share with your friends. Thank you, join us. See you soon.